Ashley Anderson and James Scully are here at Colonial Downs following the 3-day Virginia Derby meet, and we had a pretty surprising finish with American Promise in the Virginia Derby, added 50 points to his total. James, tell me your thoughts on that race.
Well, I was really impressed by how American Promise improved upon his first 2 stakes attempts. He didn't get out of the gate sharply either time and was coming off a couple even efforts like 5th and 6th. So really took a big step forward today. You know, he's a big, beautiful, good-looking horse with tactical speed, and his ability to get out of the gate, I thought, and put pressure on Getaway Car was the key to his success today. And that bodes well, I think, for the Derby. Obviously, he'll face a much deeper and more talented field, so he's going to have to keep progressing. But I think his size and his tactical ability are real assets in a 20-horse field, and he's got a lot going for him off this Virginia Derby win today.
There was a bit of a surprise, too, with Render Judgment adding blinkers for the first time in this race and actually went out toward the front, which normally is not his style. And so you got a big price in first and second in this race. James, what did you think about the equipment change, and it seemed to work today?
Yeah, and Kenny McPeak talked to you early in the day and talked about he had not only the equipment, but he had issues braking. He had a bunch of little minor things that they thought they had corrected with him. And yeah, just a much improved performance by him. He had not been able to get out of the gate in recent starts. He broke perfectly today, was able to get a perfect stalking trip in third, and then had a chance if he was the best. He had the best chance to run down American Promise in the stretch, and he still finished a good second.
Let's talk about the Virginia Oaks now. 50 points went to the winner of the Oaks and Virginia Derby as well on that road to the Kentucky Derby and Oaks. And Fondly, now 2 for 2, stretched out to a route for trainer Graham Motion, got the job on with Irad Ortiz Jr. today. James, I know you liked Fondly coming into this, and it seems like she did exactly what you expected.
Yeah, and I really was, I liked her performance. Unlike the Virginia Derby where, really the top contenders for the most part and the top 2 finishers had previous stakes experience, Fondly was making only her second start, had just won a 7-furlong maiden, and she broke on top, looked like she was going to be setting the pace, and when Anonima came rushing up her inside, Irad Ortiz didn't panic. He let that other McPeak's filly go and set the pace and, just tracked her in second. And then, she's all hard in the stretch just to get up and basically hold off Safi Josephs early on, who came flying late. So my take on the Oaks is you have a pair of last out maiden winners run 1-2. Their best races are potentially in front of them, and those could be 2 real nice fillies down the road potentially.
And you have to note that closing kick of early on, because this was a mile and a 16th, but a mile and an 8th for the Kentucky Oaks. So maybe that's something to take away too early on, stretching out farther potentially in the Kentucky Oaks could work well for that late running filly.
Yeah, and there weren't too many horses rallying from off the pace like she did. That's another, I think, attribute that she showed today. So, yeah, off of that, it took her a few races to break her main, but she's definitely heading the right way early on is now for Safi Joseph.
Well, that's it from Colonial Downs. Thanks for joining us all weekend, and we will be back next weekend at the Louisiana Derby and the Fairgrounds Oaks in New Orleans.